dance recital on June what? What's the date?
25th.
June 25th.
Mom, tomorrow we have to go buy the Bon Jovi CD. It's coming out.
By the Bon Jovi CD. Okay, and Marissa is shoveling down macaroni salad because she didn't have time to eat. Okay, and here's...
Mom, you don't have to take me in.
And here's Nanny. Yeah.
Hi,
Nanny. And we're on...
Ready to go. Let's go.
Okay, we're on...
Mom, let's go. This
we're
is
on the
bullshit.
way to Queen... Ooh, she cursed. Got it? Yeah. I can't see the telephoto. Can you see? Do you see Marissa? There she is. There she is. I see her.
Let's make some romance. Night is calling and the music's calling and
I see her.
swing down. We've been working so hard. We've been working so hard. Come on, baby, let's dance. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum.
You know? Buddy.
Come on,
They're in front of her.
may I get another chance? The night is falling and the music's calling and we got to get down, swing down.
Good. That's that little figure, boy. Can you get the whole stage? No, can I just tell you something? Every word is recording. Oh, God. I'll kill myself.
The rhythm of the night. Move my body all over, jerk me, move me over, young lady, work me, monotone, phone, beat alone. I won't forget to chop the phone into you so deep, so deep. When I see you, I miss a beat. So my soul, but I'm a part of the rock. Slap your fingers around my arm. I love the way you walk, baby, and I love the way you smile, baby. I love the way you talk, baby, and I hate to be a my lady. Far away from you, out of sight. Get it together, feel alright. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of the night. Yeah.
how to be exceptional Townsend Harris students in an auditorium situation. Please work with us at this event. At this time, I'd like to invite the seniors who are participants in the band to please stand so that they can be recognized at this time. Remind you again about the dignity of this event and remain focused on that. Seriously. This time I'd like to invite Johnny Solanka to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing for the Star Spangled Banner.
Everybody was yelling at me this weekend.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As you know, the success of this program is based on the cooperation of lots of organizations and lots of people who contribute to the quality of the education that you receive. At this particular time, I'm going to introduce, for welcoming comments, the director of the college preparatory program at Queens College, Dr. Marvin Liner, person who is intimately involved with making your senior year the success that it has been. This time I'd like to introduce again Dr. Liner.
Thank you, Malcolm Rossman, and honored guests. I bring you warm greetings, and I welcome you all, especially the honored graduates, their mothers and fathers and other family members, and the dear friends of our graduates. As I look out at the graduating class tonight, I'm reminded of looking out at you at the first meeting of the senior class in Kiley 170 in September 1994, when I first welcomed you to Queens College. I have some flashes of Dr. Logman and John Hines asking 3 or 4 students to take their hats off, and this was my first meeting with the group, and I'm taking it all in. There was a moment of body action and behavior, but the hats were taken off and the meeting proceeded. And at that time, some of you told me that you were wondering what the senior experience was going to be about. And this, tonight, is what it was all about. Tonight's moment of stepping into the future. Graduates, this is your day and evening. You have earned the accolades, and this evening you are entitled to the congratulations on your accomplishments, which will follow my opening greetings. I welcome you tonight as a veteran Queens College professor, serving as a liaison between Queens College and Townsend Harris, and also as a proud alumnus of Townsend Harris. I would also like to welcome our honored guests, the people behind me, the students also, who have fought the good fight and continue to fight the good fight with budget cuts and other problems. Sometimes I fear that the word budget cuts is a euphemism for bleeding public higher education and the public schools. And they continue to fight the good fight for Townsend Harris at Queens College. I would also like to say to the graduates that we celebrate not only your achievements in high school, but also your excellent work as college students during this past senior bridge year. I'm going to take this off, it's distracting me. This record of excellence has been reported to me through wonderful feedback from professors in different disciplines across campus and includes my own observations of you in action. We were proud to have you here at Queens College, and I know that the universities which you will be attending, including our own campus, will be most fortunate to have you as college students. And in this brief welcome, I want to close with the words of Winston Churchill, England's Prime Minister during World War II. You may need these words if you encounter cloudy moments in the years ahead. Winston Churchill was asked to deliver a commencement address at a university. He walked up to the dais and said 3 words, and he repeated them 3 times. He then walked off. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Congratulations, class of 1995. My best wishes go with you.
Again, the concept of friends, people who work for our school and work for all of us. There's no way to describe the dynamism and the commitment of our next speaker. Someone who has done everything possible to help this program, to support it, to nurture it, and to fight the fights that were necessary so that we could move into the building that we now occupy and are beginning to benefit from. It's a great honor for me at this time to introduce the next speaker, bringing you greetings, Dr. Margaret Harrington, Superintendent, Queens High School.
Congratulations to the 8th graduating class of Townsend Harris II. Think about that. We talk about the growth and development of a school, and you are the 8th graduating class, and you represent many, many people sitting on the stage who are part of Townsend Harris I, and who learned in that time a commitment to public service and giving back that allows them to sit on the stage today and join with you in sharing in your graduation. But in addition to being the 8th graduating class of Townsend Harris II, you really are the first graduating class who lives in a new home that's going to represent Townsend Harris for the many children who follow you. And so I bring you congratulations on that level. I want to congratulate, yes, please, the first year here. That is an example of the kind of collaboration that was necessary to get you from Townsend Harris I to Townsend Harris II. And it's also the kinds of things that are to be congratulated tonight to the rest of the audience. Our children graduate and we're proud of them, and we look forward to this day. And we know how much we as parents and grandparents and extended family help them to get here. And so, along with congratulations to graduates, there are always congratulations and thank yous that need to go to every single other person in this audience, because without your support to your individual child, to their friends, to their clubs, to their groups, to their trips, to running to the library, to all of those things that you all participated in, your child wouldn't be here, wouldn't be as happy as they are on graduation day without the commitment of the families represented in the graduating class. And so I also thank you for your participation in our school. We need you in support of public education. And I want to say to the graduates that you should remember to say a specific thank you to those people who made your life easier during the last 4 years. It might be a parent, a grandparent, a sister, a brother, or a teacher, it doesn't matter. Remember to say thank you, because they gave selflessly of themselves to get you here. And they need to know that you recognize the kind of help they gave you along the way. Now, graduation is a special moment. In one way, you look backward over your shoulder at what you've accomplished, and another way, you look forward to the future. And so there's the excitement of having made it, and yet the trepidation of where will I be next year? And so that's the kind of push-pull, yin-yang of a graduation ceremony. It's tremendously exciting. You've been together a long time, and yet you move forward. But I think that I want to tell you a story about the past that may help you to be prepared for the future. Townsend Harris, too, began in a little cubicle in a building at Livingston Street in February of 1984. The then Chancellor, Nathan Quinones, asked Dr. Logman, who was the assistant principal of English at Tilden High School in Brooklyn, to come down and develop a school. And basically he had a desk, right? I don't even know you had a typewriter at the time. Typewriter and a desk, not a secretary. And by April of 1984, with the help of the Townsend Harris alumni and Mal Logman, you had a board resolution. Now there's a long way from a piece of paper that says this is a board resolution making a school and making a school. And by September 1984, staff had been chosen, and the first class went to Parsons Boulevard, where you lived for 3.5 years. Now, they didn't think they were going to be there as long as they were there. But the reality is that people never gave up faith. Staff, assistant principals, faculty, parents, Queens College, personnel, and I think that everybody didn't give up faith because the role that Dr. Logman played in constantly holding the standard up about excellence in education and about what Townsend Harris should really be about. And from September 1984 to now, he stood for the excellence that you know you experienced in your high school education. He went to 1988's first graduating class, okay? And in 1989, when Townsend Harris was named a National School of Excellence. There's been one steady stream throughout all of its history, going through the groundbreaking in 1991 and to our wonderful march, not too long ago, right? Down the street from one building to the other. It seemed anticlimactic. We moved out, we moved in, and yet that was 11 years. 11 years of hard work and belief and keeping people's spirits up and creating a community of learners that remembered that education was very, very important and that together we could make something better that each of us alone could make on our own. And so really this graduation belongs to Dr. Mal Logman, and I want to congratulate him on it.
Next greeting comes from a very important person. When we talk about the word collaboration between this high school and the college, we're talking about one of the most important aspects of the life of this program and one of the leading forces in making that collaboration a reality. I'd like to greet you at this time. It's a great honor for me to introduce at this time Dr. Roland Yoshida, the Dean of the School of Education of Queens College.
I want to thank the graduates on behalf of the faculty and staff of Queens College for continuing their tradition in planting a tree on the quadrangle of Queens College. And I don't know if you know that those trees that are, I guess if you walk to Townsend Harris on the right-hand side of the quad, are all part of the classes that have come before you. And you've now made a contribution, and a lasting contribution to the campus. I want to thank you for that. The second thing is, I'll be briefer than Winston Churchill. I'll give you one word to remember, and the word I like is imagine. And it's one of my favorite words, and I go to Central Park once in a while, the Strawberry Fields, to see that on the floor. And the one thing I've learned as I've gone through all of these years, from high school through college and whatever, you can never predict what's going to happen in your life. But the one thing that I've always tried to keep in mind is to keep imagining. Never setting my sights low, always setting them high, and trying to think of different things to do, different ideas, new careers, new goals to accomplish. And so the one word I'll leave you with is imagine, and also two other words. Again, thank you for planting that tree at Queens College, and good luck to you.
One more greeting at this time. City Councilman Morton Popeman was unable to attend, but he very graciously sent Dr. Lederman to bring you greetings at this time, and I invite him to join me here.
For a moment like this, for a school like this, which not only the city is proud of, but certainly this district and this locale community is proud of, Councilman Pobbin felt that even though he sincerely regretted being unable to attend tonight, that it was imperative that he pass on his personal greetings and congratulations to each of you, not only for a conclusion, but for a beginning. And we trust and know that the pride that everyone in this room feels for each of you and your accomplishments and your achievements will continue towards achievements and accomplishments for many, many tomorrows. And therefore, again, on behalf of Councilman Pobbin, on behalf of the City Council, the members of this district and this community, we pass on our congratulations again for what will be a beginning, not just merely a conclusion. Thank you.
Next speaker is one of you. Great honor for me to introduce your salutatorian, Seth.
I hate that hat too. Good evening, Dr. Largman, honored guests, faculty and staff, friends and graduates. It is with great honor that I welcome everyone to Townsend Harris's commencement exercises. You know, as I sat down to write this speech, it struck me. We attend probably the strangest high school in the nation. Do you ever realize that we have a Malcolm Largman and a Malcolm Rossman? Upon further investigation, I discovered that the two men were born on perfectly opposite sides of the zodiac, June 18th and December 18th. Perhaps that accounts for the great contrast in height, eyesight, and style of dress. But stranger still, Mr. Rossman's house number is the exact same one that Dr. Largman lived in as a child. This is all true. But this is only the beginning. Picture the Townsend Harris faculty. Do you think there's a height requirement for working here? And what about those idiosyncrasies we've all learned to love? Miss Walsh threatens her classes with smackecitos, legumbres, and double negative sandwiches. Those whoa nellies that Miss Marcus screams out of the blue. Mr. Sofer in a cloud of chalk dust. As he searches for his glasses everywhere. Mr. Sweeten, who thinks that any other subject besides Latin is retarded. While we will never see Mr. Ferguson roll on the floor and foam at the mouth, we do live in horror that one day he will finally dine on those delicious glires. And Mr. Hines has taught us beyond a shadow of a doubt the difference between do and do. The list, as you know, goes on and on. While some of our teachers are colorful, others quiet and serious, All are dedicated and caring. Throughout our 4 years, they have taught us, guided us, quizzed us, tested us, pestered us, cajoled us, harangued us, teased us, jogged us, ran us, sprinted us, almost killed us. But most importantly, they helped to make us into successful college-bound students, and we will always remember them. But perhaps strange people attract other strange people. Let us take a close look at the senior class. We looked forward to senior meeting. What? Senior meeting. We stayed in our rooms after curfew on the senior trip. We signed out only when we were sick. Yeah. And signed in the morning after the prom. Yeah. We went to the Clearview nursing home because we wanted to see Mr. Brown, Ethel, and Gertrude. We never missed gym. We never copied PD in economics homeworks. Yeah. We always read our humanities books and eagerly participated in class discussion. Where else but here can you find such a student body? And the strangest but most wonderful thing of all is that after 4 years, Townsend Harris has given us the academic and social preparation to meet the future. We take with us an understanding of disparate cultures and backgrounds, skills in negotiation, positive attitudes, and a hard work ethic. We are truly the best in the city. We are the future of the world, and I am sure that Dr. Largman and the entire staff here would agree that we have begun to fulfill the promise we made to the school 4 years ago, to leave this city greater than we found it. This talk would be incomplete without thanking several people who have had enormous impacts on our lives. First and foremost, join me in thanking our parents, who have never let us down, never missed any event, always shared ideas and ideals, and will continue to support and inspire us to attain our goals. Let us thank our grandparents who have been involved in every aspect of our lives as much as any parent could be. And our siblings who have had undying confidence in all that we pursue. Of course, we thank all of our teachers who have unselfishly given us an infinite amount of wisdom and time. And finally, we thank each other, for we have all become friends during our stay at Townsend Harris. Always stay as strange, unique, and wonderful as you are. Yeah. For together, those traits create the brilliance that fills this auditorium tonight. Welcome to all of you as we set off on our futures. Thank you.
Still more people want to congratulate you, and this is their opportunity. Another aspect of our collaboration remains the dedication and involvement of the leadership of this exceptional college. This time, I am privileged to introduce President Stephen Curtis, the leader of this college, to bring you greetings and to give you good wishes at this time.
I don't think it's fair that I should have to follow Seth Cohen. But I learned 2 things from his speech, and so I guess that means it's a successful evening for me because it is a learning opportunity. First, I learned that I'm at the graduation ceremony of the strangest high school around. And secondly, having taken Latin more than 30 years ago in high school, I discovered that all Latin teachers, no matter when they teach, say the same thing. I want to add my congratulations to all of you on behalf of all of us at Queens College. I guess I have celebrated high school graduations in the past too with some of my own children, 2 sons and a daughter, and another son eventually to get there. And like many of you this evening, they were filled with a sense of satisfaction, a sense of achievement, a sense of relief, lots of relief, and a sense of anticipation for what's to come. I know that in the brief time that I've been at the college, this is my first year at Queens College, I've been very, very impressed with the relationship that we have with Townsend Harris and with the chance that I've had to interact with Dr. Largman, members of the teaching staff, and even some of you, especially on the day that you moved to the new building. If your teachers and staff have been effective, and I know that they have been, as graduates you are very different students today than from when you entered Townsend Harris. You've been part of a very stimulating and nurturing school environment. You've experienced the realization of a dream that's already been mentioned today, and that is moving into a superb new facility. But you've also seen firsthand some of the critical issues that are facing public education, not the least of which is the issue of adequate public funding. As I said, I've been impressed by the quality, the pride, the achievement that are associated with Townsend Harris High School. And I hope that you remember as you go on to college and as you go on to other environments, those qualities that have made a difference for you at Townsend Harris. Determination, the kind of drive that you've shown and that you'll always need. Persistence, those moments when you think you can't make it, but somehow you're going to stick to it and make it. Confidence, the sense of confidence in yourself, your abilities. And perspective. I hope keeping your feet on the ground, remembering that there are others, family members, members of the school, members of the community that have helped you, and that in that sense, you'll remember to give back your time and energy to those who have helped you and to others. The theme of most graduations is one of achievement and challenge. Achievement as seen through the successful awarding of the diploma and the accomplishment of your personal and educational goals. Challenge in the critical issues that you as graduates face, and the need for you eventually to assume the mantle of leadership and to shape the future course of our city, our state, and our nation. This auditorium is filled with people that have supported you and have made a difference for you. Teachers, family, friends. My challenge to you this evening is to go forward and make the same kind of difference for others. Keep your eyes focused on the highest, the best, the most challenging. You've accomplished wonderful things so far. I wish you every success, and I have every expectation that you'll accomplish even more in the future. Congratulations to all of you.
Our next speaker is representing the borough president, and before I invite Betty to come up and speak, I just want to say something. I'm sure you all know and respect the incredible commitment that Claire Schulman made to all of us in the fight to bring this school to the point where we are now. And although she's not here with us this evening, we're honored to have our educational administrative assistant, Betty Silverman, come and bring you greetings at this time, and I think it's appropriate to recognize what Claire Schulman has done for this school at this time.
Our borough president, Claire Schulman, really wanted to be here. I don't know how many of you know, but her daughter, Dr. Ellen Baker, went up on the Atlantis spaceship today to dock with the Mir. And they are bringing 2 Russian astronauts, cosmonauts, up to the Mir and bringing back an American and Russian cosmonaut and astronaut back here to Earth. Dr. Ellen Baker is a medical doctor as well as an astronaut, and they are testing to see how the body reacts to being in space for long periods of time. To say the borough president was a little nervous about this, her daughter's 3rd mission, would be putting it mildly. And I'm sure that if she had been able to part the clouds and make that spacecraft go up sooner, she would have done so and been here tonight. But in her absence, I would like to pass on what she wished to say to you. Dr. Largman, distinguished guests, staff, teachers, graduates, and proud family and friends, it is a privilege to be able to join with you to mark the commencement of the 8th class of Townsend Harris High School. Graduations are always special, as they mark the culmination of many years of dedication and hard work. Tonight, you can breathe a collective sigh of relief. You have made it, and I congratulate you. As graduates of Townsend Harris High School, you are leaving a domain where mediocrity has no place, where social awareness is as important a part of your education as academic achievement, and where students and teachers alike continually set new standards of excellence and accomplishment. When most of tonight's graduates were just beginning elementary school, Townsend Harris reopened its doors for the first time in 42 years. And although its location was different, its core purpose remained the same. The keystone of that mission has been that great minds are not just born. They require an environment that nurtures and develops, enabling them to achieve their full potential. In its 8 graduating classes since 1984, and certainly with this year's class, it's clear that this National Secondary School of Excellence has surpassed its goals. Today, Townsend Harris is on the threshold of an even brighter future. As you know, since April, a permanent facility for Townsend Harris is now a part of the Queens College landscape. And for the Townsend Harris students following in the footsteps of the class of 1995, inspired by your achievements, the state-of-the-art facility will bring even more opportunities for professional and academic achievement. As I look out over tonight's graduates, I'm looking at tomorrow's journalists, lawyers, doctors, nurses, teachers, musicians, scientists, and leaders in government and business. You are the reaffirmation of the strength of our borough and the hope for our future. On occasions like this, I'm fond of citing a quote by Albert Camus, which states, "In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. The seeds of that invincible summer lie within each and every one of you. To make them bloom is at once the most difficult and rewarding task a person can undertake. It is a journey that will last a lifetime, and it is a journey that you embark upon today. I congratulate you all and wish you good luck." Thank you.
For the presentation of the senior class gift, I invite Karen Castillo, president of the class of 95, to come up at this time.
Dr. Lardman, would you please come up and join me? As president and on behalf of the class of 1995, it gives me great pleasure to present you, our principal, this check for $1,000 as a token of our gratitude to Townsend Harris High School at Queens College.
I'm sure you all know the vocabulary of Townsend Harris High School. Each of us has learned a different part of it at a different time in our career. The part I remember the most was a phrase that was given to me as one of the first members of the staff. And the phrase was, I have to resonate, excuse me. At Townsend Harris High School, you will wear many hats. That has nothing to do with Miss Beener and one of those countless spirit days that we've all been involved with. What it basically meant was that there were many things that had to be done in many jobs that you would wind up doing that you never had any conception that you'd ever be involved with. Or the scholarly approach. If you've ever taken Italian history, you know about the soul, the sword, and the spirit of Italian unification, Cavour, Mazzini, and Garibaldi. That's not going to work, I know. The key to this school, the key to all of the hats that at one time or another were worn by one person, the recognition that this would not be the school that it is, or the school that it will be in the future, without the soul, the heart, the spirit, and the fight that made this program what it is. And with those thoughts in mind, I'm honored to introduce our principal, Dr. Malcolm Largman, at this time.
Welcome to all of you, but especially welcome to the class of 1995. You know, you are completely surrounded. Wasn't aware of it until just a few minutes ago. You're so surrounded by affection. I see Leroy and Marlene, I see Stella. And I know that the speakers before me have acknowledged your parents, but I wish your parents and grandparents would actually stand up so that we could see them. Would you stand, please, parents and grandparents? Parents and grandparents. And now allow grandparents. Thank you. And would the staff of Townsend Harris High School please stand and be acknowledged? You realize how many staff are here? I mean, that's an acknowledgement. I know the seniors are straining at their leads to get on with their lives, but I hope you'll indulge me this one last talk. And I'm not given to brief talks. As a matter of fact, since great minds run in the same strains, you've heard Dr. Liner, and he and I did not discuss what we were going to say this evening. You've heard Dr. Harrington, and now you're going to hear a repetition of something that they both have already noted. I'd like to talk to you this evening about a rather personal concern, one that is at the very heart of our study of the humanities. You know, I wonder often if anything we do and teach in the classrooms makes any difference. If it makes any difference in terms of the reality that you, ladies and gentlemen, face every single day. And planning for this evening's talk, I said to myself, these kids are going to need an awful lot of courage as they tackle the future. And I remembered the advice that Dr. Liner quoted, the same advice. More than 50 years ago, Winston Churchill, who was the wartime Prime Minister of Great Britain, as Dr. Liner explained to you, gave the shortest graduation speech on record. This will not be that speech. But in its entirety, he said, never give up. Never give up, he said. And the third time he said, never give up, he roared. And then he sat down, which I will not do. Churchill's message was direct, it was concise, it was powerful. But it was also ambiguous. Never give up what? Certainly when Churchill spoke those words right after a savage, long war, he must have hoped for a more humane world, but he also realized that that hope required a tremendous, ongoing struggle. Now, in the decades which followed Mr. Churchill's speech, our own American society made good progress toward a more humane community. People who had been disenfranchised, people who had been excluded from the economic process, began to take their place and to achieve the acceptance they had been so long denied in society. And the children of those groups, more than ever before, today succeed in our schools, on our campuses, in the various professions Who are they? The women, the ethnic and racial minorities, the openly gay and lesbian student, the physically challenged. And certainly during the 4 years of your generation in high school, the curriculum has come to reflect the vast variety, the infinite variety, as Shakespeare would have said, of our society. Now, all of these changes have forced us to reassess our thinking about one another, to admit our fears of one another, to examine the stereotypes we hold about one another. And the changes have not come about painlessly. Often, as more and more of individual groups gain representation, not only in our own school, but in all schools, on campuses all over the country, student bodies become more and more fragmented and balkanized. Students seem to gather in like-minded, identifying enclaves. And this results not in interaction among people and understanding among people, but to a turning inward and a locking out of one another. We hear and we read about more acts of overt bigotry, more than ever before, by narrow-minded groups. Consider just two examples: the sad events of Greenwich, Connecticut, in which 5 seniors used their yearbook to send a message of hate, and an episode right here in New York City, in a high school, this month, in which teachers were intimidated and threatened by hate notes. Just a glance at the world about us, and a devastating conclusion becomes obvious. Clannishness of any kind can lead easily to disaster. Rwanda, Algeria, China, Chechnya, Bosnia, even Oklahoma City. What do all these places have in common? In each, people's common humanity is being suppressed. It is supplanted by a particular identity, an identity based on ideology, or ethnicity, or religion, or political belief. For me, and I hope for you, at the conclusion of the 20th century, with its history of horror for so many millions of people, Churchill's dictum, "Never give up," comes down to simply this: never give up your individual identity, but never think that the value of your identity transcends that of humanity itself. Never give up the belief that individual worth, yours or anyone else's, can ever be based on such foolish and potentially dangerous criteria as looks, or class, or race, or sexual orientation, or religion. Most significant, never give up the lesson of our century, that bias and bigotry do more than hurt people's feelings. They can kill as well. The class of 1995 will reach its full stride as this century closes and the 21st century opens, only 5 years hence. And you have much studying to do and many decisions to make. Determine in your own personal code of values and include your Townsend Harris experience. Become part of the struggle and interact with all people with decency, with harmony, and with honor. Never give up on one another. Then the ephebic oath will be truly served. Before we leave one another this evening, let me share with you one observation I make to each graduating class. You are about to part, and each will travel another path away from Townsend Harris. But Townsend Harris will not leave you. It will be with you all of your days if you have learned your lessons well. Not merely the academic ones, but the civic and humanistic ones. Goodbye. Live peaceably. You have my affection.
Townsend Harris before there was Townsend Harris. The Alumni Association of this exceptional program, the first Alumni Association, founders, were incredible leaders in bringing this school into existence, fighting the fights that were necessary to gain the property and the building that we are now in. They're always here for us, and they are always listening to our concerns and our needs. We are fortunate to have them. At this time, we have a number of specific awards to members of the graduating class. They are going to be distributed by Saul Grossman, Townsend Harris, class of 1939, and president of the Alumni Association.
There are many awards that will be awarded tonight. One in specific I want to call attention to, since this is the first time that it will be a memorial award in contrast to an award honoring one of our graduates. Jonah Salk was one of our outstanding graduates. Just died last week, and I want you to know that it's the first time it will be a memorial, and I'd like to honor it in that way. Thank you. Scholarship for highest academic achievement.
The recipients are Stefania Hine and Seth Cohen.
Class of 1938 Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement.
And the recipient is Jana Zielanka.
Silverman Award for Excellence in Scholarship and Human Values.
And the recipient is Jennifer Tam.
Civic Achievement and Academic Excellence.
And the recipient is Seth Cohen.
Award for Outstanding Service to Townsend Harris High School in honor of Henry Sheriff.
And the award goes to Dion Fraser.
Recognition Award for Excellence in Music.
The recipient is Stefania Hine.
Victor Feingold Award for improvement of quality of life in school and society.
The recipient is Jennifer Chow.
Judge Kenneth Shorter Award for community service.
And the winner is Ritzel Toison.
Sydney and Eleanor Silverman Award for multicultural and communication skills.
And the recipient is Mariela Martinez. Is Seth Cohen.
Award to outstanding student journalist recipient.
The recipient is Seth Cohen.
Emmanuel Feingold French Language Award.
And the recipient is Alexandra Lathan.
Award for excellence in mathematics and chemistry.
And the recipient is Leonora Mui.
Salk Award for academic excellence in research and science.
The recipient is Veronica Tong. Is Matthew Caldecott. And the recipient is Annette Parisi. Tara Helfman.
Kenneth Fulkerson, class of 39.
And the recipient is Kelly Valello.
And the classic.
And the recipient is Violetta Osterman.
Award for outstanding contributions to the Phoenix.
And the recipient is Jennifer Chow.
Townsend Harris High School would not be the school that it is without the wonderful Parent Teachers Association, an organization which again is totally committed to giving you the kind of services and attending to the needs that you have. They're wonderful people. They care tremendously about you in so many ways that we can't even begin to say it. At this time, there are a number of awards that the PTA would like to present at this time. I'm honored to invite Linda Carroll and Teresa Heather, co-presidents, to come up and make those presentations.
Before we make the presentations, Linda and I, as your parent representatives, would very much like to thank the faculty of Townsend Harris High School. We truly believe that our children have received the finest education in the city of New York, and most likely in the United States, and we give our sincere thanks to them for all of their hard work. And as representative of your parents, we would like to say to the graduates how very, very proud we are of you. We all know how hard you have worked, and you have chosen the road less traveled. And that will make the difference for you. As a representative of your parents, I just want to say we love you all, and we're proud of what you have done. The Arlene Carroll Humanitarian Award.
The recipient is Jennifer Chow.
Of academic potential.
The recipient is Daniel Ressler.
The award for courageous effort.
The recipient is Christine Castillo.
next three awards are no more nor less important to us, very special ones, and I'd like to first call Rita Joseph to make the presentation for the next award.
Good evening. I come here tonight as the proud parent of two Townsend Harris graduates. I am also the widow of the late Peter Joseph. Peter was a dreamer, but he also was a take-charge doer. Tonight, it's my distinct pleasure to present the Peter Joseph Award for Vision and Accomplishment to Seth Cohen.
My contribution, Marissa.
Good evening, Dr. Lardman, honored guests, faculty and staff, family, friends, and fellow graduates. Here I stand before you now for the last time to say goodbye to the entity that we have become, the senior class of 1995. But there is something about that phrase which upsets me. Perhaps it was the emphasis on last time. It seems as though this entire year has been tinged with an aura of ending and finality. Since last year we have been letting go, saying, this is our last lunch period trapped in the cafetorium, the last humanities thesis, the last time we ever have to sign in. We sit here dwelling on the ending, maybe too much. What we need to focus on is the fact that we are here right now. For these few moments, we sit together as one unit, perfect and blended. Look next to you into the eyes of your friends, eyes that you have caught so many times in the past 4 years. Notice the color, how the pupil bleeds into the iris. Look at the hands around you, those that are fidgeting, those motionless in the lap. Smell the air, its mix of excitement, perfume, and tears. This moment is the accumulation of the years that we have spent together, and we are the sum total of what we have become. It is more than the document presented to us or the presence of our family. The importance of this moment is that we share it. I know that some of you may not be listening to me, or are yawning and thinking about what you will eat for dinner, what you will do next week, maybe what you would have done differently in the past 4 years, or moments you wish had never ended. Soon, this ceremony will be over. We will walk down sidewalks, enter our respective houses, and the summer, the rest of our lives will happen to us. We will laugh at different words, sing different notes, and fall in love with people who most of us have never met. Then later, a month, a year, a decade, we will save lives, we will create lives, we will write books. I have no doubt that all of you will be successful. I suspect also that one day, as you sit surrounded by the lives that you have chosen, your hardships engraved in your hands, your victories radiating from your faces, you will remember this moment. Perhaps you will remember Dr. Lardman's speech, or Seth's. Perhaps you will remember how uncomfortable these caps are, or only the feeling in the pit of your stomach. The point is that you will remember something. This moment, as you experience it right now, will exist forever within you, within all of us, and the future is dependent on it. We have created ourselves through our experiences with each other, with this school. I cannot be defined without all of you. I am amazed by what we have all become, by what we have accomplished. And when this ceremony is over, we should all be ready to go out and invent the rest of our lives. Maybe some of us have been ready for quite some time. As for me, it will be this ceremony that I hold on to, the way you all look, the way the lights feel, and the shaking in my hands. There's a quotation in a poem entitled Summer or Its End by Yehuda Amichai that I would like to share with you. And soon, in the coming nights, we will appear like wandering actors, each in each other's dreams, and in the dreams of strangers whom we didn't know together. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Good luck to all of you, and we will meet again in dreams.
Parisi, Ishel Park, Daniel Rosler, Veronica Tom, Kelly Villela, Ama Abernathy. Thank you.